Good evening, everyone. This is Snipe Trading. I'll be going over my recap for today. So today, up a total of 414, trading various of tickers. It started as a slow morning, was down on the day in the morning, and ended up trading some afternoon plays and shorts. I think most of my wins were on the short side today. So I'll go over each trade today and my thought process behind it. All right, let's get to it. So first trade, PERI. It's a $303 winner. So I saw this stock was trailing this 15-minute chart on this gray line here. And then when I saw it testing once here and then a couple times here, and then you can see it's basting, creating lower highs, lower high, and then creating this base around this 2728 area. So when I saw it basing here and creating this inverted cup and handle, that's where I shorted. I started a few shares small at first, just like a filler, and then added a couple more when it was confirming more lower highs around this area. And then when it broke the 2728, I covered on this wash here. So I covered at the 27th. So I had orders out, so it's also important to have your orders out, just in case it washes and then goes back up instantly. You want to have your orders out. So I think during this wash, it popped up real quick. So I had a few orders filled there at 27 average, pretty much at 300 shares. Then I was still holding my 700 shares at 700 shares total. So I went to retest this, so I was watching that level. I was debating to re-add it here, but I ended up covering a little bit here, because you can see it started like basing right here. So I was a little cautious. I covered it a little bit and it ended up going lower. So that's where I covered most of them at the VWAP area here, this blue line. And then it just bounced off VWAP, trailed, kind of bear flag here, and then break down lower. So could trail a little bit more there, but I was happy about this trade, more patient than before. So that was PERI for a $303 win. Next trade is LTHM. So LTHM is also a short. You can see here that it also was extended on the 15-minute chart's down here, and it's trailing the 5-minute chart. And then when I saw this base around this 2102 area, you can see lower highs here forming, and then a lower high here. So you can see it's an inverted cup and handle. Wait for that break, cover, bounce towards this trend line. So opportunity to re-add short there, and then went down lower here, cover, and then took my last cover on this little pop here. It ended up trailing a little bit lower. So here's the inverted cup and handle, pop, go down lower, and then my ultimate target was the hourly chart. So this is the hourly chart here, or hourly 9 EMA, which is the orange line. It actually eventually went there, but I'm happy with this trade. It's kind of trail once and then twice. Next trade, so this was a $200 winner on LTHM. Next trade is EMAN. So EMAN, it had a decent breakout here on the long side. I didn't take it. I missed it a little bit, so it got a little tight. Could risk here, buy there, and then it probably would have been a good decent trade. Then I saw it kind of have this. So those two trades here. So I had a loss. I think it was on this flag break. Actually, this was actually a fail flag. So right here. So this was, I thought it was bouncing off the 5-minute EMA, had a fail flag here. So I started short on anticipating the break of the 5-minute EMA. I ended up holding, and then I stopped out. So I stopped out for, I think, like a $40 loss or so, which is good. It's always good to respect your stop. It's always important to stop out because it's okay to take some paper cut losses, and then yeah, rather take paper cut losses than a big loss here. So you can't be stubborn. I think that's what kind of separates a lot of the traders from being profitable, is knowing when you're wrong. So excuse me. So it had a little high volume wick here on the higher daybreak. So I saw an opportunity that this fell higher daybreak and the extension on the 15-minute chart too short. So you can see it kind of bounced off the 5-minute EMA lower high here, forming inverted cup and handle. Started a few short there and then added more on the break, and then covered 5/16, covered, and then covered on the rest on this wick, and it ended up just consolidating around this area. So that was a $70 win overall. I think here I made probably $140 or $100 bucks here, and then a small loss here around 40. That was overall 70. Next trade, UWMC. UWMC was an after hour play. It had a decent after hour flag here. Tested the hourly chart, and then kind of trailed the 5-minute EMA, and then kind of broke the flag there, and then actually squeezed pretty well there. But the after hour play I was watching here was the 15-minute bounce. So this is the 15-minute bounce chart, and then you can see the head and shoulder slash cup and handle here. So I went ahead and buy that cup and handle break here. Sold into most of this push here, and it kind of pulled back, and I didn't like the action, so I just sold most of them. And then it had another try at this flag. So you can see this flag forming, dip, and then I try to add here, and then sold a little bit, and then I buy again for this flag break, and then pretty much sell for a small loss here. But that was for a total of $68, and I pretty much stopped out. It looks like it's trying to, still 10 minutes left in the market, so it's trying to actually break out in the last 10 minute here. But let's see. Yeah, it's probably finally testing the thing, but yeah, I'm just gonna avoid it. I mean, if maybe I would have tried to trade it for a quick scalp, risking least, but I'll just let it go for now. Next trade is GME. So GME was kind of a little disappointing. I had a nice entry, but wasn't patient enough. So GME had a flag here. So you can see flag forming a little high here. You can risk here, tight risk, or you can risk it down here. And then I just sold into the spike here. And then when it was starting to form another flag right there, and then it tried to push for that flag through these highs, there wasn't like an increase in volume, so I lost confidence there and just sold the rest there. And then a couple of minutes later, it squeezed up. So had it been like 2 more minutes or give it room to stop out over here, I might have captured this move. It was like a 5-point move there. But that was for a $38 win. There. Next trade, GTT. GTT was, I think, a attempted flag. Hey XX, UWMC. UWMC, right now it actually looks decent. The only thing is the hourly is down here. I liked it. It looks really bullish, and it's trailing the 15-minute EMA right now. And potentially you could buy here, or just stop here, but I wouldn't swing this, just because the hourly is all the way down 970s. So if it starts to break the 15-minute chart, in pre-market, it might go down to 970s. So it's a long way. So let's continue. So the next trade was GTT. So a couple spots here that I tried. So there was an opportunity here that I thought, it tested the hourly, held over VWAP for a little bit here. I bought this break, sold into it, didn't go that powerful, so I just kind of took it off for a small win here. And then I ended up taking another attempt on the flag break. I think it was around this area. So I think I bought it prematurely, but tried buying there, and then I just sold the rest there for break even pretty much. But that was a small win overall for $17. Next trade is ZOM, which was just a scratch trade. Saw a flag forming here. Bought this break at the 217 area, 218, and then it didn't have a lot of movement, so I just took it off and it pretty much just crashed. So what I like to do is I buy. If it doesn't go as expected, I just take it off, pretty much break even. So yeah, that's how I minimize most of my losses. Next trade, RKT. It was an after hour trade, small loss. So I saw a huge trend line forming here. So it's a huge trend line. I thought it was going to flag here, bounce off this trend line for a squeeze. But what happened was it broke below the trend line. So I actually bought here and then just sold, pretty much break even for a small loss, $14. Actually broke below the trend line, and now it's going to trend lower. It says the RKT. Next trade is QTT. QTT was a long trade in the morning. Tried a flag here, so you can see there's a support, resistance becomes new support, and then by the flag, it didn't go, and then just took out for a small loss, for a $3 loss, and then it kind of washed down. So if it doesn't work, just take it off with like new free commissions and stuff, I shouldn't have a problem just taking it off there. Next trade, AMRS. So this was a $101 loss. So what happened here was, okay, I think I sized in too big for this trade, and then I end up just getting stopped out. So I drew this and I saw a fail flag forming, right? And then, you know, inverted cup and handle, try shorting that. It ended up not breaking this level 2134 that I was watching, so it's basing there, and it ended up just popping up, and then it eventually broke down, but I think it sized in way too much here, and then it never broke the support line and took a loss there. And it was also a little bit spready as well, so it's a little difficult to trade as well. So that's AMRS for $101 loss. Next trade is INUV. INUV was a $129 loss in the morning. So here I saw it was a decent looking chart, but it didn't I guess work out too well. But you can see there's two levels of support and resistance. Was creating a little cup here, went over, holding the VWAP, and then I was expecting this pre-market flag to break when it break 166 or so. It broke a little, taking a stop when it was hitting the lows of these lows. So, and yeah, so I seen quite a bit there. So, and then it just stopped me out. So that's a $129 loss. So I started the morning down roughly like 150, and made it back roughly in the evening. I think that's been the trend lately. I've been losing more in the morning, but taking it back in the afternoons. I think because the patterns are more obvious in the afternoon because it's starting to form, but just gotta be patient and taking the best setup. All right, so that's all for today. My trades took a total of quite a few trades. I think 11 trades or so, and up a total of 414, and that's all. All right. So thanks for watching, everyone. If you haven't done so, give me a like and subscribe. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.